Well, everyone. Welcome back to our Nuzlocke of Pokemon Storm Silver. This is part 2 right here, and we're going to be heading to Violet City today, so please hit that like and subscribe button and become a member or Patreon if you want to help support our channel.
That's right, Barry, so please don't get any Pokemon killed. It's only part 2, and lots of the viewers are hoping for a redemption arc from you to make up for Pokemon Ultra Sun.
Yeah. And some other news is we asked everyone what evolution they'd like to see, since in this episode we can get a stone to evolve Eevee into any type, and the most voted choice was Umbreon and Espeon.
I'd quickly like to point out how I like the fact that there's no catching tutorial in this game, which means less time spent with Lyra.
Yeah, but more time spent cutting me off, you banana head! Anyway, as I was saying, Umbreon and Espeon were the 2 most voted choices. And since we already used an Umbreon in our last series, this time we're going to go with the Psychic type Espeon.
That's right. Espeon is the best choice out of them all, in my opinion, except its normal form color is pink, which is for girls. And secondly, its shiny form color is even worse, in my opinion.
Agreed on that. And look, guys, the first Pokemon I encounter in the route here is Bidoof, which means we have to catch it since it's a Nuzlocke.
Doesn't look like it wants you to catch it, though, Barry Alamau, and... oh yeah, I also have to mention there's a lot of gift Pokemon in this game, and some lovely viewers said we're allowed to use them.
This Bidoof has a higher catch rate than Arceus, I swear. But anyway, yeah, the gift Pokemon are all starters from other Pokemon regions. And the first one we'll get is in Violet City, actually. But we have no idea which ones they'll be, so this is going to be fun.
I can't believe I couldn't catch that thing, guys. That was crazy. A stupid level 4 Bidoof outplayed Barack Obama.
Okay, well now we're battling a Rattata, and you better be able to catch this thing, bro.
Hang on, guys, I swear there was a rule that you're only allowed to catch the first Pokemon you encounter in a new route, or am I making that up myself?
Oh, hot damn, you could be right, Donald. Maybe someone could fill us in on that, as I did see a rule somewhere that it doesn't matter. Personally, I'd like to go with the only catching the first Pokemon in a route rule, because I don't want this piece of shit rat on our team.
Okay, well, you can catch this thing now, Obama, and if we're wrong, then just shove it in the PC later or something. Unless you kill it first, that is, then who cares?
Yeah, I can easily shove it in the PC boxes if your rule turns out to be the proper one. But, yeah, I caught this guy and I'll name him something stupid because I doubt he'll make it past the first gym leader anyway.
This rat is a female too, so you better give it a name that goes along with that, bro. Something very feminine.
Well then I have the perfect name for it. I think Donald will agree with me that this name is a very feminine one.
I think calling it that name is more of an insult to the Rattata species than Joe Biden. But anyway, it probably won't last that long like you said, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well now we can actually start making some progress towards Violet City, boys. We wasted like the first 3 minutes of this episode battling a Bidoof, only for it to die right away.
That's because you're the weakest Pokemon trainer among the 3 of us now, dude. Joe has even overtaken you, but mostly because his other personality, Jizzy Joe Biden, takes over, and he's a real G.
I don't personally think he's a real G, but more of a nuisance, if anything. He just hijacks my mind every now and then only to play Pokemon with you 2.
Okay, well I healed our team up and now we're on the new route where I've already encountered a Caterpie here, boys. This little fella is actually one of my favorites, so I'm glad to be adding this guy to our team.
Yeah, fun fact for all you Pokemon noobs, Ash's first Pokemon he ever caught in the anime was a Caterpie, and then we never saw it again when it evolved since it flew away with a shiny Butterfree or something like that.
That Caterpie was a solid addition to his team back in the day, and Red even caught one in the Pokemon Origins anime, which he used to beat Brock with String Shot.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he beat his Onix with Charmander, which should have been way harder than Red made it out to be. But then again, he is a Pokemon genius when it comes to battling.
And in the anime, believing in your Pokemon is usually enough to win battles or something like that. I swear some of the battles in the anime were just batshit insane when it came to strategy.
Sorry to cut you off, Donald, but what in the actual heck is this nickname for Caterpie Berry? Your nicknames are just trash in all aspects. I think going forward, the viewers and members get to choose the name of our Pokemon.
I'd be down for that, but how are they supposed to nickname our Pokemon if the rules state we have to nickname them after catching? And the name raider is in Blackthorn City in this game too, which is the 8th gym leader city.
I'm sure we can figure something out with regards to that, but anyway, here we are, boys, having our first Pokemon battle of the game. Well, technically the second one if you include the rival battle from part 1.
So this little man here is also called Joe like me, and his Pokemon is a goddamn Rattata, which means I immediately think he's garbage, just like his Pokemon.
Well, to be fair to him, his rat actually did quite a bit of damage to us, so you can't really say anything against it. Can you, bro?
Yeah, I'm about to get murked by this thing if I'm not careful. I bet this guy is using an action replay or something. Youngster Joey is a cheater.
Youngster Joey is not a cheater. Leave my brethren alone, bucko. You're just salty that he has a better rat than you do.
To be fair, his rat does seem superior compared to our one, and it's also a higher level. But anyway, that was the first trainer battle of the game, and I'd rate it a solid 3 out of 10, mostly because the kid's name is Joe.
All right, well, that's a bit mean, don't you think? He tried his best, and he has a great name, too. I'm sure him and his little rat will make it big one day.
We'll see, Joe, but anyway, I don't feel like battling any of these trainers right now, and I might come back to them later on, and I want to get to Violet City as soon as possible so we can at least get the Sprout Tower done.
Yeah, well, these trainers have 5 Pokemon each, so this would take a very long time of pointless battling if you were to take them all on right now. So maybe focus on the more important battles to begin with, and then, yeah, come back to these later.
Okay, I cut to go heal our team up at the Pokemon Center, and now we're en Route 31 and taking on a Bellsprout of all things, which means we need to catch it.
Wow, I can't believe that Bellsprout was easier to catch than the stupid Bidoof from earlier. Holy hell. And these things are quite commonplace in this area of the game too, since the next city has a bunch of monks obsessed with them.
And what dumb name is this Pokemon gonna get now, Barry?
Well, since we won't be using a Leafeon in this playthrough, Joe, I thought naming this fella after Leafeon would be perfect, since Bellsprout also has leaves on it.
Jesus Christ, these names are cursed. And also, why do you not know proper grammar, Barry, and keep putting all the names in block capitals like that?
So I know who's who without having to squint, since this emulator we're using is quite small, actually, and I don't know how to make it larger. But that aside, boys, we've basically made it to Violet City now.
Yeah, that's right. The first major city in the Johto region, actually. And the first thing you need to do here is head to the Pokemon Center to get our first gift Pokemon of the series.
Okay, so looks like we have to answer all these quiz questions correctly if we want to get the Pokemon this guy has to offer.
And nice one down, Obama, well done. The next question is asking how long a Dragonair is, which is so random, man.
Okay, I literally have no idea about this one, boys.
And you got it wrong, you fool. Of course, a Dragonair is longer than 13 feet, Obama. Just look at how big a Dragonite is, and then do the math in your head.
Okay, no big deal though, Donald, because I got it right this time. And now the rest of these questions are super easy, like, I'm pretty sure a Raiden was actually the first Pokemon to be made.
And oh my God, you got another question wrong. How the hell don't you know that you can't find Tropius in Diamond and Pearl, Obama? You don't deserve to keep playing this game if you don't know basic facts like that, bro.
Oh, shut the hell up, man, like you knew the answer to these. You didn't even know what Pokemon was until a year ago when we played Pokemon Heart Gold. In fact, you couldn't even say the word right.
Yeah, we'll blame the AI voice software for that. And anyway, looks like you got them all right, and the prize is one of the 3 Kanto Region starter Pokemon, which is just so cool, actually. And going with Charmander is such a simpy choice, too.
Joe, we need this Charmander, which I shall name Bradley, after one of our members, actually. But we need this guy because Sprout Tower is full of grass types, and the next gym is a bug-type gym, too. Plus, this game is extremely difficult, so I need all the help I can get.
Personally, I don't mind him using Charmander in this playthrough, Joe, because it's a Nuzlocke and it could die. But one thing you definitely need to do is stock up on potions, awakenings, and antidotes before going into the tower.
And this Charmander is a calm nature one, too, which I can't tell if it's good or bad, but it seems the base special attack and speed are its best attributes, which could be useful.
And it's also higher leveled than the rest of our sad little team, which means this guy's probably going to carry us through this entire place.
And the idiot forgot to go get the healing items I suggested, so maybe go do that now, Barry. I know for a fact we will definitely need them.
And with more editing wizardry, I got some healing items and skipped the Pokemart place since it's pointless in there. And now we can start to make our way through this place, which has a crap ton of trainers inside.
Yeah, these monks in the normal games had the standard Pokemon, such as Bellsprout or the Rat, or maybe even Sentret, but now we're going to get Pokemon from every region, almost meaning these could be tough.
I have full faith in Barry, though, Joe. Mainly because he has a lot to live up to now, as you and I the pros when it comes to Pokemon. And sadly, Barry here is just a noob.
Okay, well, I'm not really just a noob, though. Am I, Donald? I've done a lot of good things in the games I've played, but hey, Look, the first Pokemon here is a Sunkern, which wasn't in the original games, even though this thing is a total piece of shit.
And the monk also has a Ralts too, which is actually quite nice to see. Don't you all think? This could mean we could encounter the further stage evolutions later on as we go up the tower. I'm just hoping to see much more of a variety of Pokemon in this series.
Well, now we're battling a trashy Bellsprout, Joe, which is to be expected in this game. But yeah, there will definitely be some variety here. I just think some of these battles are going to get quite tedious and long drawn out.
The main goal will be for Obama to go through the entire game without killing more than 5 Pokemon, I think. If you can do that, bro, then you would have officially redeemed yourself, I think.
Oh, that'll be easy peasy for me. I mean, look at how well I'm doing now, in fact. This guy is just a walk in the park for me because I'm so good at battling and just being a real G.
Okay, rude boy. Let's see if you can keep this momentum up, though. In the rest of the tower, these monks are sure to increase the difficulty for you, and the final one will definitely prove your worth.
The final one is the real test to prove we can take on the gyms and that our bond with the Pokemon is real. Although knowing you, Donald, you just get an action replay with walk through walls hack to get to the first gym, LMO.
Yeah, well, why waste time when we can get straight to the point and get our gym badges to prove we're the real deal? We've already become champions of this region once before. And Kanto. And we even played Let's Go Pikachu, which you should all go check out, by the way.
And here we are still battling more Bellsprout of all things. You kept going on about variety, Joe, but I'm not exactly seeing much of that in this place. All we had was that Sunkern and then a Meditite and Ralts.
I promise you it'll get much better later on, dude. We're only in the beginning of the game, remember. There's going to be many more battles to come, and the challenges will only ever keep increasing.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be holding my breath to that. And anyway, after getting interrupted from that Rattata, we've made it to the top of this place, and the only thing left to do now is prove our worth to the head monk here.
And it seems our rival got here before us somehow, but he's getting a big scolding from the monk because he doesn't treat his Pokemon with love or affection like we do boys. And I also want to mention that I think Silver probably has one of the best character developments in the game.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, actually. He's very stubborn and a bully right now, but I think he starts to change his ways as we progress through the game. But that aside, it's time for the final battle, guys. So do us, Proudberry.
His first Pokemon is, of course, Bellsprout, which shouldn't be any trouble for me. We've been dealing with these most of the episode, and I'm expecting Charmander here to hard carry us through this battle.
That Bellsprout was way stronger than the others, though, and somehow survived an Ember. But anyway, yeah, I expect this guy to have lots of grass types for some reason, so Charmander is the way to go.
And now we're dealing with a Chingling, which is not what I was expecting to see here. A pretty interesting Pokemon, too, if it wasn't as weak as hell.
I think he knows he won't win this, so instead the monk is trying to lower my accuracy, so we miss more moves, boys. See, now this guy's just cheating, in my opinion, by doing that.
And here comes the famous Obama excuses everyone. So when Pokemon start dying, he's already got a bunch of backup reasons to why he's just a bad Pokemon trainer.
Well, I'm doing all right, I think. He's 2 Pokemon down already and only has 2 left. And I haven't had to use any healing items either, and now I'm battling a Hoot.
Oh, and we got a critical hit on the owl, too, which is great. We actually might win every battle in this tower without losing a single Pokemon, which will be so great for you, bro.
Oh my God, but now he's hit us with a Sleepy Joe move. See, this is the exact reason why I told you to get Awakenings, because of BS moves like that one Barry.
Okay, well, it's not over yet, so I think before we use any items, I should be able to switch out to another Pokemon to kill this Hoot.
And what exactly is this Bean Sprout going to do here, Barry? Flying types are super effective against grass, and you know that.
Well, Joe, it could be a good situation for us to stall out a bit whilst we think of a plan to attack the owl. Also, he could use this time to actually heal up our Charmander, too.
Okay, well, that's 1 Pokemon dead already, guys. Sorry about that, although I don't particularly care about Bellsprout. I just never expected to find a Hoot this cracked in the game.
Oh my God, it's literally putting every Pokemon we have to sleep, Obama. You seriously just got to wake Charmander up and hope to God we can outspeed this owl for 1 move. All we need is 1 gosh darn move to hit the thing.
I'm trying my best here, man. I just don't want to let Totodile die already since he's our starter, and I don't want to risk losing Charmander so early on in the game as well, bro.
Okay, well, you can either use an item or hope to God this little fellow will wake up at some point and get an Ember attack in. We also have to be careful of confusion. which can confuse us like it just did to Totodile 2 Berry.
Yeah, you really need to swap Charmander out now. Please, for the love of God, just heal the poor guy, Obama. This is literally the second episode of the new series, and it's already going to shit with you playing. I think you're just bad luck, man.
Well, I was hoping maybe a string shot from Caterpie could slow Hoot Hoot down, but apparently I won't even be able to get one of those attacks in either. This monk is definitely just a cheater, boys, seriously.
Okay, well finally you used an item on Charmander Obama. The Awakening and Super Potion combo is definitely going to help us win this battle.
Yeah, and Biden the Rat here will forever go down in memory for helping us clutch this battle with his noble sacrifice, so I hope that makes you happy, Joseph. You actually did something useful for once.
Hey, the battle isn't over yet, Barry. You still have to beat this owl and one other Pokemon the monk has, and all you've actually managed to do is kill more of our own Pokemon than his.
Oh my fucking God, here we go again. This owl just needs to go to hell and stay there. This is the final straw, Obama. Beat Hoot Hoot before Joe and I beat you.
You two need to calm your pants. I have no control over what the AI does here, do I, Donald? So instead of shouting at me, how about you shout at this head monk for playing super dirty and cheap?
Jesus Christ, finally. The Hoot Hoot is finally dead, and I swear to God, I hope for your sake, Obama, we never have to deal with something like that again. And worst of all, the first gym is actually full of flying types, so you better train hard for that battle.
Yeah, he's right. So after this battle, you better go back into Route 31 and burn the local Bellsprout population to death, Obama, and make sure we have at least some evolved Pokemon before taking on the first gym leader.
Right, good idea. But anyway, that concludes our battle with the monk, and his name is Lee, apparently. And Monk Lee here is a horrible person, and I never want to see his face again after this.
But he just gave us the choice of what evolution stone we're going to be using to evolve Eevee. And like we said in the beginning of the series, we plan on using Espeon, so we picked up the Obad Orb, or whatever it's called.
I am actually so happy to use an Espeon in this playthrough, depending on how well Obama does at keeping the poor guy alive. And after naming it after me, you better do your damn best to make sure he gets into the Hall of Fame, bro.
Out of all our Pokemon, I think Espeon has the best chance, Donald. Lots of our viewers have told us how good it'll be in the late game, and since this game is much harder, there'll be more opportunities for us to train it up.
Right, and with that, we have a newly evolved Pokemon for our team boys. And you're still not off the hook, Obama. 3 of our poor Pokemon got absolutely murked in that battle against one damn owl.
I was there too, Joe. And yeah, big deal. This is a Nuzlocke, remember? You can't expect all our Pokemon to make it through. Plus, those Pokemon that dies were clearly not good enough to be a part of our team anyway.
That is just a terrible attitude to have, my guy. If you keep acting like that, then we'll never beat this game, and Joe or I will have to definitely take over from you.
Yeah, well, until then, we have to release all the dead Pokemon, or at least just leave them in the PC. And then at the end of the series, we can count how many Pokemon Obama has killed and use that to make him feel even worse about himself.
Hey, these guys did a valuable service for us. And on that note, I think we tell everyone to hit that like and subscribe button again, boys, and wrap this episode up.
Yeah, do what he said, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And please consider checking our merch store out and joining the channel or Patreon if you want to help support the channel.
Yeah, our goal is to hit 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're on our way to that goal, so please remember to share the video to as many of your friends as well.
That's right, and you can all expect episode 3 to come out sometime next week. We apologize for the delay in videos as we've just been very busy.